Our first athlete of the day is the teenage prodigy, Victoria Lee, coming off her successful second appearance of One Championship with a first round finish. Victoria, thank you so much for joining us again. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. I feel so many mixed emotions, but I'm really happy right now.
We saw those emotions. You were tearing up a little bit. What was going through your mind when you got your hand raised?
As soon as the match was over, it was like a huge wave of relief and just a sense of there's a feeling of all my hard work literally just paying off, and it was an amazing feeling. It was indescribable, really.
Victoria, we have a question here now from Dylan Bowker of My MMA News.
I'm just curious because we were talking before this fight and you were saying that while seeing some of your siblings' previous fights gave you a level of familiarity for what goes on during fight week, you were saying being the one in the hot seat, definitely a different kind of situation. I'm kind of wondering, was that post-fight expression one of the more, I guess, powerful instances of that, where, because you were saying before, you kind of were teasing your siblings about crying in the one circle, but now that you're in the heat of the moment, was there a powerful sense of okay, yeah, this feels a lot different than seeing my siblings do it?
Definitely. I mean, you would never think, right? Why would you cry after a fight? But it's not until you've literally put in the hours on the mat training and seeing it all just come together and having your hard work pay off. It's a huge wave that hits you. You don't see it coming.
And just as a quick follow-up, if I could, because you pretty much called your shot. You got the first round finish. I thought you really showed a comprehensive skill set in a number of regards. Was this the most, I guess, fully realized comprehensive performance you could have hoped for?
I think I performed well this match because I was able to stick to the game plan, and it was just to go in there, and I'm really happy that I was able to stick to the game plan this fight.
Thank you for that question, Dylan. Our next question will go to Faris Farhan of Singapore Strike Sports.
Seeing me back to Singapore the second time, I guess this is quite an emotional fight for you because you have your mom and dad with you right now. How does it feel that with fighting for the second time different from the first time? What's the difference do you think it is?
I think that going into this second match, I feel a lot more familiar with the entire process of the fight, and I was able to stay a lot more calm leading up to the fight. And I think being able to stay calm and keep my composure really helped me to, focus and remember what I'm supposed to do once the bell rings and the match starts.
One last question. Do you think in the future you might want to change your name from the Prodigy to something else, or you still sticking with the Prodigy?
I think I'm going to stick with it.
Victoria, tell us about the advice that your brother and your sister gave you before you walked out today.
I was able to speak with my brother and sister on FaceTime before my match today, and they were just giving me words of advice that they've told me before, but just reminders to, stay calm, stay focused, and stick to the game plan. And those valuable words really helped me. Something
that we noticed was the warrior pose that your brother uses as well. Is that something that you both share, or is it something that you picked up from your brother?
Well, it's not really a pose. It's something that my parents have taught us just to control our breathing. It helps clear your mind, calm the nerves, and just, focus, center yourself before the match. And it's something that helps my brother, and it's something that really helps me as well. So we just use it as a form to clear our minds, not necessarily as a pose.
We have a question here from Fight Game Asia, and the question was this. Your wrestling and grappling looked amazing. How do you think you stack up on the ground compared to the rest of the division?
I was really happy that I was able to showcase more of my skills this fight. I think that I've made a lot of improvements since my last match, and I'm going to keep improving, keep tightening up my game until and just keep becoming a better fighter, I guess.
You're 2 bouts in now into your One Championship career. Is there anyone you have set your eyes on?
No, I don't. No, I'm ready. Sorry. I'm just training hard and improving my skills and and I just want to stay active and compete as often as I can against whoever's. I'm not calling out any names.
It seemed to be the game plan was clear, pressure, get it to the ground. And once you took it to the ground, your control was amazing. Was that your game plan all along?
Yep, the game plan was to just get in there and finish it as quick as possible.
Our next question here is from Manish Kadam of Times of India.
You transitioned through so many different submissions in such a short time. Do you have a preferred submission?
The game plan for this, the preferred submission for this fight was a top triangle, but I had to keep chaining between that and look for the opportunities that presented itself in the moment, which ended up being the armbar.
Do you have any post-fight celebration things that you like to do? Like, what do you do when you first get home?
As soon as we got back to the hotel, we started ordering food. I really was craving a Krispy Kreme donut, but
Wow.
Krispy Kreme is closed right now, so I guess I'll have to order that tomorrow. But we just have a meal with my family, with my mom and dad in the hotel room, and then yeah, that's it. Oh wait, and then as soon as we get back to the hotel room, I call the rest of my family, and then we have a meal.
What are they like? Do they critique you? They tell you could dump better, or they tell you a fantastic job?
No, my family's so supportive of me. They tell me they're so proud of me, and it's so nice. They stayed up. It's like 2:30 a.m. in Hawaii, and they stayed up and so just to watch my fight, even though they have like training in class tomorrow morning. So it's really nice to have that support, as well as my grandparents in Canada. They stay up. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning right now, and it's so nice to be able to talk to them.
This next question goes to Ivan Stewart Saldes, General of Dugout Philippines. Ivan, please go ahead.
So, although you said earlier that you're just gonna wait for whoever one wins you, do you consider yourself, are you envision yourself that you're gonna be a world champion at your young age after going to NO?
I think that my goal is definitely to become a world champion one day, but I'm early in my career. I'm just starting, and I'm focused on just having as much experience as possible, taking as many fights as I can, and I'm not looking to rush the process.
Victoria, how quickly do you want to get back into the circle?
I'm good to go. It doesn't. I don't know. I leave that up to my dad, my coach.
Something that they just announced, the Atomweight Grand Prix happening in September. Give us your thoughts on that one.
I can't wait for that to start. I think a lot of people are really excited for that. Definitely we'll be watching it closely as they're the top people in the atomweight division. And I think there's gonna be a lot of exciting matches.
Are you picking any favorites?
There's been a few switch ups in who's actually in the Grand Prix, but I think some of the heavy favorites are who may come out on top is Seohee Ham or Mingbo.
Victoria, this next question now goes to Dylan Bowker of My MMA News.
I'm just curious because it seems like there's less of a focus on like specific call outs in terms of opponents and more individual refinement. I'm kind of wondering, to that point, like, do you have, I guess, defined goals set in place to like continue your growth as a martial artist, Victoria?
My goal as a martial artist is just to keep improving, keep training every day, and upping my skill set, and taking as many fights as I can to build up the experience, and eventually my goal is to become a world champion one day. So that's just the process leading up to it, and I'm not like planning on rushing it or trying to break more records or anything like that.
I'm curious if you were able to see the fight between Ritu Phogat and Lin Hachin, just being that it's a fight within your division there.
Oh, I haven't been able to see it yet. We just got back to the hotel, and I think she was up right after me.
Victoria, any last words for your fans?
Last words to the fans. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my fight, and know that I'll just be training hard and improving my skills so I can put out an even better performance for my next fight.